I'm Shannon from Shannon Talks Yarn, and I've got a pretty small YouTube channel. If you are another creator with a smaller channel and you're wondering how your week stacks up to everyone else's, I'm here to share mine with you. It is Sunday, October 23rd, and I just wanted to try something different and hop on and kind of go over with you what my yarny week was like. And this would be great if you are another fellow YouTuber with a small channel, or if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, or if you just really love talking about yarn like I do. So if you saw my video last Tuesday, I will go ahead and link it above. I got to unbox a brand new yarn from a company called Fluffybuttyarn. It's alpaca yarn, 100% alpaca, and in full disclosure, it is my cousin. So this was not sponsored. She sent me the yarn to try out, and I have been working like crazy all week. So I didn't get a lot of other crocheting done because I have been trying to get as much of this as possible to send back to Erin. So I'm keeping a couple for myself, and I want her to be able to have some so that she can show people what it works up like. I think she's going to be trying to start a website. I know she's got a Facebook page. I will have all of her information linked below in the description box, and I will also put a link to the place in Humboldt, Iowa, where she had the alpaca wool spun into yarn. That being said, I want her to have stuff that she can wear and show, and then, if there's other stuff that she wants to sell or, give away to someone else, I wanted her to have that. So I did not do any crocheting that wasn't Fluffy Butt Yarn related. And I got a ton done. So if you are new, you might not know, I live really rurally. So my husband and I work together and we commute together. So I get to crochet in the car every day on the way there and back. So that's like 20 minutes each way, 40 minutes a day just driving, not to mention, whatever other crochet I get done. I like to get up in the morning, get like 15-20 minutes in where it's just quiet. And then, of course, to unwind at night, I do a little crochet as well for maybe half hour, depending on what I have time for. So, yeah, I just went crazy doing all this. So I'm not quite done with the yarn. I'm going to break it up into 3 videos because I was a little stumped at first what I should make. I wanted to showcase the yarn really well. I wanted it to be products that would be viable for her to sell. So here's kind of the problem, and that's just the thing. If you have tried selling, your handmade goods, sometimes the public does not understand, number one, the cost of yarn, and then number two, the cost of your expertise and time that went into making it. So between, while I think that, I believe Erin is selling her hanks of 100% alpaca for $25 a hank. To me, that seems actually pretty reasonable because, I have gotten the Touch of Alpaca from, I think it's Lion brand, and that's about $7, and that is only 10 or 20% alpaca. And then I've also gotten the Hobby Lobby version as well, which is a little bit cheaper, but it's like, I know that one's only 10% alpaca. So, I think it is very affordable and very fair for what it is. But selling to the general public, a yarn person would know that. But to take a hat that is 100% alpaca, and if you used 1 hank of yarn, you're looking at $25 in supplies, and then, your time to go into that, and then hopefully you get a little bit of profit as well. So it would, I think it would be hard, unless you had, a very loyal customer base. I think it could be hard to sell, $50 hats. So what I did was I did end up pairing the alpaca with other yarns I have. And I went with cotton because it's also a natural fiber. And I had some nice ones that I had gotten during like the annual sale and the dye lot sale. So I had those, and I'm really happy with they turned out, and I'm very excited about showing them to you. But I'm going to break it up into 3 videos because it's a lot. It is a lot. And so I was a little perplexed, and I was getting a little overwhelmed, as like we do sometimes, because you get so many great ideas and there's so many great patterns. What I decided to do was to break it down, and I did 2 hat patterns. So you will see this coming Tuesday, you will see 1 hat pattern, but the handful of hats I made with that. The following Tuesday after that, you'll see the 2nd hat pattern and all the hats I made with that. And then the 3rd Tuesday, I'm actually going to have kind of an assortment of different ear warmers and headbands. And those aren't going to be a specific, you know, that's like me running into smaller amounts of yarn. And a few of those are 100% alpaca. So I'm hoping Erin keeps those, you know, and gets to wear them and enjoy them, because they are buttery soft. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. So that's kind of how that is going, and that is been the extent of my crochet this week. So if that is something that interests you and you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe. You can hit the little button with my face at the end of this video, you know, if you want to catch up and make sure you see all of the rest of those videos. So I have talked about in some of the other, I've done a couple crochet and chat videos, and I know I have talked a little bit in those videos about wanting to have like a central website where all of my information is, and I actually got that started. So I am super excited. If you go and creep on it, there's hardly anything on there. The posts are not great yet, because this is, like I said, this is my week in yarn, so this is what I accomplished this week. So I put up links to a couple of the Halloween videos that I did, just because I wanted to get started. I wanted to learn how to use the website, you know, and be able to post on it competently. That aspect of it, it's tricky, but it's not terrible. So I had actually a few years back kind of wanted to get into blogging, and I took a more extensive blogging course, and I found it very helpful. It was through Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone. She has a couple courses, and it was extremely helpful about a lot of stuff, and she really takes you from like A to Z, you know, as far as, you know, coming up with your blog name, your blog posts, your blog topics, what web hosting service to go to, what hex codes are. And I wanted to say I spent a couple $100s on that, and I definitely think it was totally worth it. At the time, I wasn't like, I was learning to crochet, but I wasn't like super into it yet at that point. But I have always been interested in like vintage stuff, which you can probably see. I am in my favorite chair. It's this like burnt orange velvet with the cane wing backs. I've got my macrame, my brass. I do realize I am a bit much. I totally get that. But I just love vintage stuff, and I love like mid-century. I love, you know, 1970s, like a sprinkle of 80s. I just love all of that. So my blog I was doing at the time was more about, you know, thrifting, finding thrifted home goods, and some like lifestyle stuff. And it was fun, but it was a chore to me. to come up with posts. And I think in the back of my mind, I kind of knew that I wanted to do YouTube anyway. So I really did just like put an end to that. That blog is still up on the internet, but I don't promote it at all. And I'm just like waiting for, because I had like prepaid for like, I just went all in. I like prepaid for a couple years of like the domain name and everything. So it's like still up there. So when that is up to renew again, I just won't renew it. But that being said, I took that course from Lisa and I found it extremely helpful. But I knew this time around, I did not want to be that extensive at all. I did not want to pay for a lot. I wanted to keep things very, very simple. So if you are curious at all, let me know in the comments, because I can do a different video going into a little more detail on that if you want. But I literally spent $0 on the website or on the blog. I spent $12 for a year of web hosting to get my domain name, which is shannontalksyarn.com. And then I did also decide to pay for, I think it's through Google Workspace, I believe is what it's called, but to be able to have email from that domain name. So if you have signed up for my newsletter and mailing list, which I know I haven't sent one out yet because, like I said, I've been trying to get this all in the works. The link to that, when you would get it and click on it, I went through ConvertKit for that, and they flat up tell you if you are using your email from a Gmail account or Hotmail or whatever, it's probably going to go into people's spam box. So I have noticed like that was an issue people were telling me about, and they were having trouble getting the confirmation. Like they would try to sign up, and then they couldn't find the confirmation email and stuff like that because it would just go right to the spam. And to me, that did not seem super legitimate. I did not like that. So I don't want to seem like a creepy, icky, weird website that just wants your info. So I am paying $6 a month for to have a legit email. So it's Shannon at shannontalksyarn.com. So I'm pretty excited with the way this has gone forward. Again, if you pop over there, I would love you to, but it is super, super basic, bare bones at this point in time. The blog post I have up that says, I think it's like the thrifted yarn one, like 18 projects with thrifted yarn. If you go to that one is probably the most extensively done one, where I believe I have like a link to Pinterest that you can link the pin, a link to the video, and I didn't really write much of a blog post though, so there's that, but it's more than the Halloween ones. And then with that one too, when you go on that page and opt in, like, or a pop-up comes up and it directs you to my ConvertKit, where you have the option to sign up to get a newsletter. So I am extremely pleased with that. The next thing I did for my channel business this week was I did invest, and I decided to start paying for the Canva Pro instead of using the free version. I was talking with my friend Kristen at Kristen Crochets, and you know, it is kind of spendy. It's like $10 a month, which I suppose in the scheme of things isn't a lot, but I'm like, whoa, $120 a year, that's crazy. But I do like it. It's making the thumbnails way easier, and you can upload a photo and it takes out the background. Like if I took a photo of this, it would like have me in the chair and everything else would disappear, and I could put it on whatever background I want. So I do think that will pay off in the long term, even if it's just like speed and ease of use for me. In YouTube news, I did notice that I did hit my 500 subscriber mark I don't know, about a month ago, I think. And that unlocked the community tab. So I did post one earlier today since I have not ever posted on a Sunday night before. So hopefully the algorithm will show that to some people so that you do know this video is coming. If not, that's okay. You can always check it out later. But I did see that YouTube did decide to unlock that feature for everyone. And so I just wanted to give just, I don't know, it's not a shout out, but I just wanted to say I saw Deja at Heritage and Home Crochet. She got on her community tab as soon as that was open. And so the same with Crochet ADHD. That is kind of hard to say, but that is the cleverest name ever, which I love because that kind of sums me up pretty well too. So I noticed both of them had their community tabs open and were on it. So that was awesome. And congratulations to everyone who can now post on there. I was watching a video with, I believe the channel is called Fiber Fun with Olivia. And she is really fun to watch. I've been watching some of hers recently, and she was just talking a little bit about posting some pictures around Halloween and some goth pictures, and which I would love to see. She said she wasn't brave enough to do it yet. So maybe this will help push you over the edge, Olivia. But I thought I would have a little bit of fun, and I'm going to insert here a Halloween picture from probably close to 20 years ago. So I am a dork, and when Lord of the Rings came out, like I have read the the Fellowship, or the 3 books. I've read them several times, and I've watched the movies I don't know how many times. Like, I'm the annoying person who wants to watch the 5-hour extended director's cut of each installment. So huge dork. So of course, when the movies came out, you know what I dressed up as. So I'm going to go ahead and just insert a fun Halloween picture of me 20 years ago, which no one asked for, but here it is. So we weren't any like specific elves here, just elves, even though I definitely have more of a hobbit body. I should have been that. And I think next week I will try to do one of these again on Sunday night again. And in honor of Halloween, I will probably post one additional Halloween picture that you never asked for. So I would love it if you wanted to click up here and check out this crochet and chat video. It's kind of similar to this, but really kind of before I got the idea to get this going. But you might like it if this is your style, more podcast type situation. Go ahead and click this video.